I think I might have a problem with wonder traits. Quan. Okay, what does Quan send us? A Shanks. Pretty sure I already had Shanks in the Kitakami decks. Well, while we're sending this Shanks back, what's up, everyone? This is a Destroyer 229, and welcome back. I said, welcome back to Let's Play game. I want to send the Shanks. Thank you. To Let's Play Pokemon Scarlet. Last time, we were able to go through the wonders of Wonder Trade, / Surprise Trade as it's called in this game. Got a few Pokemon that actually helped out in our Pokedex, even if they were hacked Pokemon. And managed to catch 4 legendary Pokemon. A Shiftry. I'm pretty sure I already had a Shiftry. Again, that's Kitakami Dex. In this episode, once we are actually done with the wonder trading stuff, that is actually a really good Shiftry. Doesn't have a mark. Really good. Don't really need it, though. I'll give it to someone who may need it. Come on! Anyway, in this episode, we are not going to just spend the entire time wonder trading, I promise. Instead, we're going to take the opportunity to see if we can't use up the BP we've been getting to bring in some coaches. We need to still bring in a lot of coaches to then unlock more coaches, which should then unlock the final battle, which is kind of a big thing that we're trying to build towards. So we're going to spend the majority of our time doing that, which will also involve doing battles. So we'll see. That is a shiny Trico. That is a hacked shiny Trico. Yep, hacked shiny Trico. But it's a... You know what's absolutely hilarious? I've had so much progress, and it's all due to the hacked Pokemon. Like, besides the Hitmontop, I'm pretty sure all the progress I've been having are through hacked Pokemon. Anyway, Trico, the wood gecko Pokemon. The small hooks on the soles of its feet latch onto walls and ceilings, so it will never fall even while hanging upside down. I mean, whatever works, I guess. Like, if I have to wonder trade and just get hacked Pokemon to save just a crap ton of grinding in BP, I mean, it technically works. The challenge run is basically done ever since I finished off the story beats. This is more so just trying to see if we can't finish off the Pokedex stuff. And besides just grinding a lot of BP, this is probably the best way to do it. Alright. But at the very least, we can go ahead and call in a coach. So, what 2 people should we try to focus on? You know what? Let's bring in Larry. Hello, I'm here on behalf of the Paldea Region's Pokemon League. It's a pleasure to be doing business with you. And let's go ahead and bring in his polar opposite, Iono. This ought to be fun. Your eyeballs are mine! Caught in my electro web! So what's it? Iono! Hello, hello, hola, ciao, and bonjour! This ought to be good. Oh, Kieran's here! I'm gonna really try my best this time, Amorous. I am very glad to hear it. It is good to see you back at the academy. I know you and my sis were all worried about me. I'm really sorry about that. Your apology is unnecessary. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. That is all you need to do. Yeah, you're right. Thanks, Amorous. One foot in front of the other. Yeah. When you put it like that, it's so true. I wish you all the best, Kieran. Alright, now let's check in on these two. Yo, Larry! How come you don't face the camera in your gym leader pic? I prefer to keep a low profile. If people knew my face, I'd run the risk of drawing crowds. That'd make it hard to get into restaurants. Or worse, get banned for causing a disturbance in one. What? Hold up, Becca! You don't want people to recognize you? Wait, that's not even the bonkeriest part. How'd you get the okay to do yours different? Everyone else has a regular pick. Oh, that's just a matter of knowing who to talk to. Comes with experience, I suppose. Dang, you're adulting like a pro, Larry. I mean, he is like the most stereotypical businessman in all of Pokemon. I'd honestly surprised if he didn't know how to pull strings. Oh, it's you. Calling me all the way out to another region. Is a certain chairwoman rubbing off on you? Actually, don't worry about it. To be honest, I don't mind these little business trips. I know I'm here for work, but I may as well enjoy myself while I'm at it. Speaking of which, I heard that Unova has two particularly famous dishes. Berry sandwiches and Castelia cones. Which one appeals to you more? Oh, that's definitely the Castelia cones. Ah, I see. I suppose you must have a sweet tooth. Well, thanks for the input. Once I'm done with my lecture, I'll step out and eat my fill. No battles? Alright, well, let's talk to Yono then. It's Destro! Thanks for requesting this collab! Let me hit you with the eyeball-snatching title I brainstormed for my next stream. Gym Leader Yono infiltrates this weird academy. You won't believe what she finds. Now we just need the weird, unbelievable stuff. What do you think I should focus on? The director. Don't think Cyrano would appreciate that. I'd say the terrarium. A lot of weird, interesting stuff that's here. They built an underwater dome here? With 4 whole biomes? That's hot stuff. I'll do some digging then. Thanks for the tip, friendo. Now, I don't know about you, but I think it's time I start getting ready for my next stream. Okay, well, let's go ahead and battle Larry. So, let's go ahead and see what his rematch is like. I'm technically off the clock now, but fine. Let's have a battle. So I take it this is his normal team rematch? That is interesting. Is he going to focus on normal or is he going to focus on flying? I assume normal. Yeah, because it's Gym Leader Larry. Yeah, it's normal. Okay. So he starts off with Oinkloin. Level 82. Kind of figured as much. Thankfully, Jehudi should mop the floor with most of his team. His ace is going to be a problem. Next is Flamigo. That could be a bit of a problem. But thankfully, I've got other means. Not gonna one-shot it, though. Uh-oh. Oof! Well, at least it took itself out, but dear God, that almost took me out with him. Alright, next is Altaria. I think I'm losing Jehudi here. Okay, let's go ahead and use Play Rough. Hey! One shot. Okay, so thankfully, I haven't lost a Hootie yet. Alright, next is Tauros. Oh, regular Tauros! Should have figured as much. Because Paldean Tauros is dark, isn't it? Because there are the other two forms that also are either fire or water, but I think Paldean Tauros is just dark. Alright, next is Dunsparce. I'm honestly surprised Yehuti's still here, considering how much of a beating that Flamigo gave it. But whatever, Flower Trick works beautifully. The auto crit works out very well to make up for any damage. So this last one should be Staraptor, right? Yep, okay. I'll see this battle through to the end. Unless that means I have to work overtime. Okay, but thankfully he will Terrasilize it to just be a normal type. So I can go ahead, Terrasilize myself, and use Flower Trick. That should give it a little extra oomph to take out that Staraptor if I need it. I don't think I necessarily need it, but I'm playing it safe here. There's nothing wrong with plain and simple. Let's keep things normal. Okay, so this should take out that Staraptor. Unless the Staraptor uses Quick Attack, in which case that's cheap. Okay, thank goodness he didn't. Oh, I would have been really pissed if it went Quick Attack! Bam! Oh no! I just Terrestrialized! Oh well, thankfully he didn't do that. And down goes Larry. To my level 100 team. Well, I've had my fill. Impressive skills. You just became stronger, don't you? I imagine you worked up a sweat. Here, take these. Ooh, salty Herba Mystica. Neat! It's important to replenish your minerals. Thanks, Larry. Alright, so for Iono, I really don't have any that would be super great. Cody's going to be bad. Marie's not going to be great. Let's just have Von Karma out. Let's see how well that goes. So we'll go for the rematch against EO now. And then we'll start to switch out for some other people. Okay, so her first Pokemon is Kilowattrol. That is a little bit concerning. Level 80 though, so a little bit lower level than Larry. So we'll go ahead, we'll use Dragon Dance. Ooh, that isn't a fantastic start. It is also faster than me, so that's quite a bit concerning. But maybe that it will work. Ayy, alright. Speed and attack boost should hopefully sweep the rest of her team. Next is Luxray. Oh, but that Luxray is probably gonna have Intimidate. Yep, alright, well there goes my attack boost. I'm gonna go ahead and use another Dragon Dance. I don't need the speed boost, but I'd like to still have an attack boost. What does her Luxray do? Luxray use... Uh-oh. Okay, that is actually quite problematic. Okay, hopefully she doesn't have another Pokemon that has Intimidate, or can otherwise lower my stats. Next is Electivire. Okay. Electivire can be problematic, but with my attack boost, yeah! Attack boost plus pseudo-legendary. Alright, next is Electrode. That actually could have been very bad. But I've got 2 speed boosts. So hopefully I outspeed it. I do! Yeah! Oh well, so much for my speed boosts. Okay, well, I'm not sure if Von Karma will exactly last. Alright, next is Belly Bolt. It might still be faster than a Belly Bolt, though. Oh, but it's just Belly Bolt and her Miss Magius. And yes, I am still faster than Belly Bolt. Alright, all that's left is Miss Magius. My view count's on the rise like super fast Electros crawling out of the ocean. If you say so, you've been just getting swept. Come forth, shiny little light bulb! No one buzzes as super duper bright as you! Okay, now this may be the end of Von Karma, just because I am not sure that I can outspeed a Misdreavus. Why do I keep saying Misdreavus? It's a Miss Magius. Oh, I do outspeed Miss Magius! Wow, even with the paralysis, the +2 speed works wonders. I mean, granted, also 20 levels higher, but still, you'd think the paralysis would do a lot. Guess those speed boosts help out tremendously. You smashed that subscribe button. Hey, that sounds like a good idea. I usually don't do self-promotion things. But hey, I can have the game do it for me. Aw, man, I lost. ... But, look at those viewer numbers. This is bittersweet. Wait, did my little friends just want to see how I'd react to losing to a champion? Meh, viewer numbers are viewer numbers. As thanks, here's an SSS teardrop, some mega exclusive Iono merch. I got an Iono zone case. Cool, Rodom phone case. Can't wait for our next collab. Okay. So, oh, I was wondering, like, Pokedex updated, but it's probably Electivire. Okay, so, the next person we can call forth... Let's do Grosha. Do I not choose who he replaces? Ugh, freezing. AC's way too strong in here. Who does he replace? Larry? Yeah, he replaces Larry. Okay, I assume that it just replaces the older one. Alright, that works, I guess. Iono of the Iono Zone, right? Say what? Grosha, you know about my streams? I used to watch them before competitions and stuff, yeah. Cheered me up a lot. I've known about you since before you started doing that weird greeting thing. Holy jeez, you've been on board since basically since day one. Thrilled. Kind of embarrassed. I think I like your older content better, if I'm being honest. You took more risks, you know? Nowadays, it feels like it's all about getting the most clicks. All the sponsorships and everything. Pretty uncool if you ask me. Oof! You're one of those fans! This is why I quit reading the comments. That's your first mistake, Iono. You never read the comments. Ever. Okay. Ice, though. Ice is gonna be a problem. I think I gotta go with Hunter. Hunter, I think, is one of the few Pokemon that can actually take on ice types. So you're the one who called me, huh? You do know this is gonna be a major downer for the school, right? Can't imagine how having me around is going to benefit anyone here. Aw, Well, that's not true. You've got a lot of experience that you can pass on to some of the students here. I'm not really sure about this. Where's that confidence come from? Well, I'm here anyway. I'm gonna do my job. I'm a professional, believe it or not. Alright, does the Ono say anything new? My viewer count's been popping off ever since I started this Blueberry streaming shindiggery. If the viewer numbers stay this sweet, I might just have to move here. I mean, considering she is basically an international internet star, does it really matter where she is? Ah, well, doesn't matter. We're fighting Grusha. Ah, so uncool. But I guess dealing with stuff like this from time to time isn't too bad. Alright, so, rematch against Grusha. Grusha starts with Alolan Ninetales. That is a problem! And it's snowing, great. Okay. Let's just go with a close combat. Alright, that worked. Lowers my defenses, which is kind of bad. Especially since the snow might increase either evasiveness or defense in some of his other Pokemon, but we'll see. Next is Frostmoth. Okay, Bug Ice. Not really going to be too great otherwise, so let's just go with the Shadow Punch. Doesn't one hit. Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. Okay. Are we still faster? We are still faster! Hey! Okay, that was worrisome. Especially since my Life Orb is steadily making me, well, not really weaker. It's just lowering my HP. Alright, next is Beartic. Beartic should not be that difficult. There we go. Alright. Super easy. So, I don't really have anything super great. Most of my other Pokemon are weak to ice one way or another. They're either flying, grass, or dragon. Anyway, next is Satitan. Alright. I know I'm still a little bit concerned, but I really shouldn't with the 20 level difference. Okay, good. Snow stopped. Next is Weavile. Okay, that's interesting. But Weavile is also quad weak to fighting. I'm trying to remember what his last Pokemon was. What did he terrestrialize? Altaria. Okay, I completely forgot about that. It'd be way uncool if I wiped out without putting up a fight. I'll dial up the effort a bit more. Okay, well that means I can just hit it with a close combat. Let the snow fall and pile up. Let it obscure our weaknesses! And down it goes. Bam. Alright, well that wasn't too bad. Okay, so now I gotta think about who else I want to try to recruit. That was pretty cool, actually. Oof. That's what I call a sound defeat. The icy bite of reality is as harsh as always. But I had fun. I think I learned a little something too. To the victor go the spoils. Here, you can have these. Ooh, Carbos. Nice. Just throw them away if you don't need them. Oh, why would I do that? Alright, so we got one more gym leader that we should probably try to bring in. Who should we do? Let's go with Brassius. I thought I might come see what this was about, since I was invited by a fellow true artist like Destrogard. But my word, the design of this room! It goes beyond all pedestrian understanding of what a room should be! Truly avant-garde. Alright, how is he going to react to Grusha? Well, I guess we can find out. Hey, do you ever get scared that, like, you know, all your talent will dry up someday? Of course. I experienced such fear long ago. But now, I'm a stranger to fear altogether. How's that? I have faced my own death before. I perished once, as an artist. The fact that I still live feels like the greatest boon when I consider what I went through. And no matter the setback I may face, it is little more than a slight ache compared to that pain. I suspected the same might be true for you, Grusha. Was I mistaken? It's kind of uncool of you to act like you know what I'm going through, old man. Old man?! How old is Brassius? I thought Brassius was, like, I don't know, like, maybe I'm just too used to, like, Fire Emblem, and I'm just thinking of Hubert, which is kind of what I base his voice off of, anyway. I didn't figure, like, I know Grusha was, like, a prodigy snowboarder, but Brassius shouldn't be that old, should he? Anyway, I'm gonna send Marie out. It's gonna be a bit of a double-edged sword, but if I need to switch into Cody, I need to switch into Cody. Destro, I thank you for inviting me to this place. I only recently finished my latest piece, and so I rushed over to find a bit of rest and reprieve. Seems that no matter the region, the wild creature known as the Adolescent changes little, no? But that dome! That magnificent terrarium! It's the perfect marriage of environments, inspiring in me an unyielding desire to create. Oh, he didn't actually say marriage. It's marriage? That's great, Brassius. You do you. How curious it is that my happiness should bring you happiness as well. I would love to climb up to that mysterious object art dangling from the seal of the dome. What sights I might gaze down upon from there. You do you. Grusha, do you have anything more to say? The AC is way too strong in here. Aren't you cold too? Who do I need to bother to get the heat turned up? You probably would need to talk. Actually, yeah, then probably would have to be me because I am the head champion. But I'm in my winter uniform, which would also explain why the AC is so cold. Anyway, let's battle Brassius. Superb! Then let us move to the entrance of the school with great artistic flair. Alright, so Brassius starts with Breloom. Okay, quad weak to flying. That's a pretty good start. Let's go ahead and use Air Slash. I also forgot that Air Slash doesn't have the best accuracy. That is going to screw me over at some point in this fight. Just a matter of when. Alright, next up is Vileplume. Alright. Go ahead and use another Air Slash. Alright, we're 2 for 2. Next up is as soon as I get the speed boost off. It is Arboliva. Alright. Don't usually see Arboliva too much. Probably should use Bug Buzz as well. Doesn't matter though. Oh, and now it has grassy terrain up. Cool. That shouldn't matter too much though. If I one-shot everything, then grassy terrain isn't really gonna benefit him at all. Next up is Serena. Okay. Getting all sorts of different Pokemon here. I'm gonna go with a Bug Buzz though. Bug Buzz is going to help out a lot more than if I'm just gonna chance Air Slash. Alright, next up is Lilligant. Alright, just all of the feminine grass Pokemon. Alright. Down that goes, so then his last Pokemon should still be Sudowoodo then? Last Pokemon is Sudowoodo. Yep, aces are always the same. Good! Very avant-garde. Continue creating more art in this vein. Alright, just hit him with a Bug Buzz. Let us make hay while the sun shines! I dub this masterpiece Trilliwoodo forever! Buzz, buzz, I'm a bug. Oh! Right, it has sturdy. Uh-oh. Well, that sucks a lot. But then he KOs himself with recoil. Okay, well, Marie still took down all of them. For better or worse. Avant-garde! You've claimed an artistic win. Our collaborations are always the greatest of works. Your sense of art is honed to perfection. My thanks to you. I will bestow on you the latest merchandise to be sold at my exhibits. You'll be the first to get one. A surrendering Sunflora case. Okay, another Rotom case, it seems like. It took the designers over 6 months to meet my exacting standards. But at last, we made true art. The architecture of this academy displays a great sense of design. I would like to know the name of the architect who devised it. Okay, now the biggest question is, what is the best way to be able to differentiate everything? I think the best way to go would be to start with Larry. So that replaces Grusha. Do they not have anything to say to each other? Oh, you again. I tried out those Castelia cones we discussed. They're far more satisfying than I expected. The texture was nice and fluffy, but the flavor was so rich. Almost decadent. The Nackley Salt ice cream from Sugar and Ice back in Paldea is hard to beat. But Castelia cones definitely come close, since they contain only the finest ingredients. No, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go on like that. It's just that the best part of traveling is trying out all the local dishes, if you ask me. The topic tends to make me talkative. There's something special about having nice, familiar rice balls once you're back home, too. Alright, you do you, Larry. In Pokemon battles, there will be times of struggle. The same is true of art. But you must not abandon these pursuits. It's when you stop struggling that you wither away. Alright, cool. Thanks, Brassius. Okay. Well, doesn't seem like those two have anything to talk about. How about we bring in Grusha? Because then Grusha can also proceed to not talk to Larry. You, huh? Have you been to the polar biome in the terrarium? That place is pretty impressive. The snow's so soft and powdery. I can't believe it's artificial. Plenty of straight slopes and lots of curves, too. Perfect for snowboarding. Wait, you mean you're gonna snowboard? Oh no, I didn't mean it like that. I can't help but check out the slopes when I see snowing mountains. Old habits die hard. This academy's something else though, huh? Building a mountain like that on school grounds? Alright. Not really a whole lot else. Let's see if we can bring in... I mean, Brassius, I guess? I mean, otherwise it's Iono's, and both of them have already talked to Grusha. So unless these two have another conversation. Nah, I don't think they do. Apropos for nothing, Destro, I must ask. There's another famed artist here in the Unova region. Do you know of him? Famed artist. Oh boy, let me try to think back. It has been a very long time since I played Black and White. Famed artist, famed artist. Who was an artist? You got the three brothers, they were cooks. Lenora was an archaeologist. You got Skyla, who was a... she was a pilot. Clay... Drayton and Iris. Trying to go through as much of the gyms as I can. That's 5. I'm just counting the original Black and White. I don't think Marlon or Roxy are artists. He does say him. Huh. Who is he talking about? I'm kind of blanking on the other gym leaders. Here, hold on. Oh, he's probably talking about Burr. Yeah, there's Alessa. I can't believe I forgot about Alessa. And Bryson was the last one. Okay, yeah, he's talking about Burr. Of course I know about Burr. Oh, how broad and rich your education is. Yes, I suspected you would already know. I speak of that famed painter of bug Pokemon, whose works have such depth and pathos. I find myself quite curious about him, as it seems that we may be alike in temperament. We both strive to propel ourselves to the height of artistic creation by focusing on a single type. I've heard he maintains a gallery of his work in Castelia City. Perhaps I shall pay a visit. Alright, anything to add, Grusha? No, I do not want to battle again. That's the right decision. Okay, well, that means the next one is Iono. And I am very quickly running low. I mean, I'll have enough. That means I would need 800 more, so I should have enough to then get the rest of them. Ooh, these two do have a conversation together. Please, Brassius, won't you come guest it up on my stream? My answer, naturally, is no. Oh, come on! Throw the Iono Zone a bone! We gym leaders should all be friendos anyway! I have absolutely no interest in getting any closer to you. If you were a bit more avant-garde, the answer might be different. Look, I gotta ask, what does avant-garde even mean? It's been bugging me forever! The very fact that you must ask shows how lacking in avant-garde you are! Yes, you lack that avant-garde. Je ne sais quoi. No, I don't want to talk to you again, Brassius. I wanted to talk to Yono. Hello, hello, Destro, ciao, and bonjour. So, I followed your tip on what to do a stream about. Chat went nutso for my terrarium tour, especially when my little Magnemite hairpin went on a bzz bzz smash rampage in the Chargestone Cavern. Some Academy-ish types even sent me a thank you for the good PR. That was such a smash hit. I'm gonna stick around this blueberry place looking for some more stuff to stream. So, you got any other hot tips? Let me know. Only me. Alright, I guess there's not really anything else. Who hasn't been paired? I got Larry with everyone. Yeah, Iono with everyone. Yeah, I think they've all actually been paired off. So, I guess it doesn't really matter. I suppose we could always just try to get other combinations, but honestly, I'm not here to show off all of the different combinations and just stories between these people. I'm just here for the unlocks. By the way, have you had a chance to visit the cafeteria here at Blueberry Academy? I have, technically. It's pretty nice, isn't it? They season the food with a heavy hand, which the students here prefer, I suppose. The sheer quantity is what's truly noteworthy. The amount of fries you get when you order the Academy fries nearly made me dance. If you haven't tried it yourself, I would definitely recommend it. You know, I didn't expect you to pay so much attention to my ramblings. You really are a strange one, aren't you? Well, that suits me just fine. Maybe you'd even be interested in trading Pokemon with me. Sure! I'd be putting up a Dunsparce, but you can trade with other Pokemon you feel like. Ooh, Dunsparce. Let's see. I know technically we can just trade any Pokemon. I was told that you can't trade legendaries, which makes sense. We could try for a Porygon. Or Smeargle. You know what? Zangoose. I think it's just... I don't know. It feels more thematically appropriate to just give him a Pokemon of the same typing that they are. So let's go ahead and give him a Zangoose. So Zangoose for Dunsparce. Alright. We got a Dunsparce. Dunsparce, the land snake Pokemon. This Pokemon uses its hard tail to make its nest by boring holes into bedrock deep underground. The nest can reach lengths of over 6 miles. A Zangoose. Interesting. This will be fun to raise. Thank you for the trade. Alright, well that is... Hey, the number of people you can invite has increased. Alright, so what have we got now? We've got... Oh dear lord. That is everyone at the Academy. Holy crap. Okay, so we've got Clavel, we've got John, Rice... Raihan? Time. Trying to remember teacher names. The guy from Kalos, I forget his name. Dendra. I always forget the dragon art teacher who's also a member of the Elite Four. Sangoro and Miriam. I'm honestly surprised I remember so many of these people. Let's see. I guess the next one we should go... Let's go with Grusha. Alright. I just came back from climbing that big mountain in the polar biome. Zatottle and the rest were all hyped up to be on a mountain other than Glaciato. I guess it rubbed off on me. Just couldn't resist and, well, I had a few runs on my board. So, how'd it go? Oh, the snow was good. Yeah, real good. I hadn't boarded in a long time, so I think I got a bit too fired up. You know, I'd made up my mind that I wouldn't snowboard anymore. But maybe I can from time to time. Just when I'm here. Yeah, I'm weak-willed. Sorry. But if I'm gonna be uncool, I might as well lean into it. I've got another tiresome idea. What do you say we trade Pokemon? Sure! No, you seriously want to? Well, okay. I'll be trading a Zatottle. What do you pick? Okay, ice types. What is a good ice type that we can trade? We've got a Alolan Ninetales. Do we have anything else? We've got a Dugong. Let's go with Dugong, yeah. Zatottle for a Dugong. Alright. We got a Zatottle. Zatottle, the Terra whale Pokemon. This species left the ocean and began living on land a very long time ago. It seems to be closely related to Whalmer. It looks so cute. A Dugong. Yeah, that's not bad. Be way uncool if I raise your Pokemon poorly. I'll make sure to take good care of it. Alright, we'll check that out in a bit. Let's go ahead and call upon Iono. Alright, where's Iono? There's Iono. Hey, Dustro! You know what I know? Dramatic pause, drum roll! I know that you kept your promise to not go collaborating with other channels. What a friendo! Yeah, she never said anything about my own. You're a young, fresh-faced champion. Any channel you collabed with would rake in the views. You stayed a loyal Iono Zoner. Dare I asks, are you gonna keep collabing exclusively with me? Yeah, just the Iono Zone. Wow, hot diggity dang! Aw, man, I'm so jazzed. I'm on Cloud 10 again. No, Cloud 11! Well, I don't know about you, but I'm thinking, let's seal this exclusivity deal. Contract time! Has been canceled because I forgot to bring the contract. Oops. So if we can't contract it up, let's trade it up. Want to swap some Pokemon? Sure. Alrighty then. What do you gimme for my little Magnemite friendo? Would've been real nice if she, like, got a Magneton and evolved into a Magnezone. Okay. I mean, I guess we could give her a Pichu. Is there anything else? Maybe not the Stellar Terra-type Electabuzz. Do we have anything? We might just have to give her the Pichu. There's an Alakid. I really do not have that many electric types. So yeah, sure, we'll give her a Pichu. Pichu for Magnemite. right. So that is trade number 5. A champion's Pichu. If I train it up, it'll rake in those sweet, sweet viewer sorry, I'm just zinting with gratitude. Definitely didn't say whatever someone might think I was saying. Alright, so that just leaves Brassius. Got more people we can invite. And that is the other 2 Elite Four members. So we got Rika and we got Poppy. So that just leaves Gita then. Okay. And Gita should be after 8. So we have our pick for a lot of different people for that. Ooh, interesting. I just realized the gold banners. So the gold banners must be for people that I've already traded Pokemon with. That is interesting. Probably not gonna get to everyone, because that is a lot of BP. Well, we'll go ahead with Brassius, get his taken care of. And then maybe try a Wonder Trade or 2. I visited the gallery of that famed painter I spoke of before, the one in Castelia City. It was truly avant-garde! There was silk like tarantulas, spun into masterful sculptures that whisk around like fantastic elevators. I rode it up and down countless times for the sheer joy of it! Upon which I gradually became all tangled up in the webbing and was transformed into a cocoon! That's right. Before I even realized what was happening, I myself had become part of the fibrous art. It was wondrous. That sounds great, Brassius. Sounds like you had a fantastic time. Yes, you and I truly understand one another. You should come join me as an apprentice in the future, Destro. I'll teach you all I know. You know, now that I think back on my visit, that gallery had no paintings on display. Was it truly an art gallery at all? I suppose it matters not. Talking to you, Destro, is a pleasure regardless. One that makes me forget time is even passing. I imagine you must feel the same. And for such a like-minded ally in art, I have a proposal to make. Would you like to engage in an artistic exchange of Pokemon with me? Sure. Very good, Destro God. I will offer up one of my Sunflora. How will you meet such a challenge? Okay, Sunflora! Yay, what a very powerful Pokemon. I guess we could go with a Whimsicott. Do we have anything we could do a Brute on it? Or a Sunk... I'll trade you a Sunflora. What are you gonna give me? I'll give you a Sunkern. My Allura. The Sunkern that I technically had at the start of the game that technically I shouldn't have used. Let's see. I think an Alolan Exeggutor would work well. Alolan Exeggutor for Sunflora. Alright! So that is our 6th trade. Sunflora, the sun Pokemon. In the daytime, it rushes about in a hectic manner, but it comes to a complete stop when the sun sets. Exeggutor! What a beguiling choice! I can feel inspiration welling up inside me. Your eye for beauty delights me once again. Alright, and we are very low on BP. 410. And we're gonna need 1,200 before we have enough to be able to do the last 2. And the problem with that is that I might need more, actually. Because otherwise, it may be a bit before I can cycle out people. Like, out of curiosity's sake, is it possible to just dismiss one? They're already here. Check support board. Oh, that's the other thing. Oh, interesting. Tells me when I actually first had them here and how many times I've actually brought them over. So that's interesting. Very interesting. Okay. Well, yeah, that does present a little bit of a problem, though. Because if I'm going to run into other issues like I had before, the best thing that I would do would be to bring in a third person, which means I'm going to need 1,800 BP. So that might be what I'm going to have to do. $1,800 BP is quite the ask, but you know, that might still work out for us. Because we do still need to get a bit more Pokemon, so maybe looking through the Pokedex might not be a bad thing to try to do. Anyway, I think we're pretty much done for the day. I'm going to see if I can do a few more Wonder Trades. I mean, I've got a Diglett and a Dugtrio. Let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and trade the... let's just trade the Diglett. Let's see if we can get anything interesting for the Wonder Trades. And I guess while we're waiting for that, next time on Let's Play Pokemon Scarlet. I'd like to maybe try to do some more stuff before we really dig into yet another Pokedex grind. So, I think I might just go and do another set of legendary hunting. I think we've still got a lot more legendaries to get. We're still only in the solo quests, which is interesting. Oh boy, a Tarantula. Not like I don't have one of those. Not even shiny. It's just a regular Tarantula. Yeah? Yeah, well, maybe not freshly caught. Oh, I mean, it might be freshly caught. Don't really care. But anyway, we still are only on the solo quests. So, we still have quite a bit of legendary Pokemon that we can still try to get. So we'll try to focus on that for a bit. Maybe do that for an episode or two. And then I will go and see what I can do about getting some more Pokemon added to the Pokedex. It'll be predominantly set with evolutions and breeding. But I am going to take the opportunity to get a lot of BP. That is a hacked Umbreon! Yep, totally hacked. And not super helpful for my Pokedex, too. Umbreon, the Moonlight Pokemon. When exposed to the moon's aura, the rings on its body glow faintly, and it gains a mysterious power. It is also my first evolution that I have on here. So, like I said, I'll try to focus on the legendary aspect, and then just go from there, really. I'm gonna need a ton of BP if I'm going to be able to get done with all the other requests. And honestly, if I can get a few extra Pokemon, so that way I've got more stuff for leveling up, that would be great. Honestly, if I got something like a Magneton to evolve into a Magnezone, or an Electabuzz to evolve into an Electivire, that would honestly be pretty great. That is a Cyclizar, which is not in my Pokedex, but also not something that's super helpful. Cyclizar, the mount Pokemon. Apparently, Cyclizar has been allowing people to ride on its back since ancient times. Depictions of this have been found in 10,000-year-old murals. So, we'll see what we can muster. Alright, let's maybe do one more trade. Let's see. I suppose we can go with execute. Sure. Hopefully we get something that will help us with our Blueberry Academy decks. Because the less stuff I need to worry about, the better. Alright, what is our possibly final wonder trade of the episode? Unless it's something really crappy. If it's something really crappy, we'll do another one. That is a shiny love disc. In a regular Pokeball? Is that a legit shiny love disc? Hold on, I think this is actually a legit shiny. Level 16. That's a normal stat distribution. Ow. Of course not. It just seemed legit at first. But sadly, that was a lie. Alright, well, whatever. Like I said, next time we're definitely focusing on legendaries. We may spend 2 episodes focusing on the legendary hunt, but we are going to need to grind out some more BP. So at some point we'll need to go and do that, but I think going back on the legendary hunt will be on our priority list. So until next time, everyone, take care.